Minnesota Timberwolves went to dinner, had chicken nuggets on their plate, smacked them up at their crib, a mile high in the air, man. Listen, who would have thought? Who would have ever? I mean, listen, nobody would have ever thought that if you actually use a big man lineup against Yoke and you can actually get some rebounds and actually stymie and stifle Yoke at a much higher level than with these littler guys. Wow, it looks like a sort of kryptonite to what the Denver Nuggets have going. Oh my God, I can't believe it. Shout out to the Nuggets. Shout out to the Wolves, man. The GM that created and helped make the Nuggets roster is the GM that helped make the Minnesota Timberwolves roster. What do you know? He chose a big man lineup. I mean, wow. He is the same GM that stole Thomas Bryant off of the roster, even though they never used him. They took him off the roster of the Lakers because uh, it was with Thomas Bryant along with AD is the reason why they were able to win. It was the last time they won against the Nuggets. Thomas Bryant then, after they went against the Nuggets, gets benched and then he demands for a trade and the Nuggets pick him up and never even use him. They only picked him up because of the threat aspect of having him next to the brow. All right. Shout out to the Nuggets former GM, which is now the Timberwolves GM. It seems to be working out pretty nicely. Lakers refused to even have a backup center. Shout out to Naj Reed, man. AE started the game in an incredible way, man. It's crazy. Nobody basically on the Timberwolves really came to play with them in the first half, and Nuggets went on their run. Listen, hold up. Let's back this up a little bit. Shout out to Mike Conley, man, because as soon as Mike Conley left the game, shout out to slow mo Kyle Anderson and everything, but he was getting fried and smoked all over the place and things of that nature. Even though Mike Conley isn't up to par on the defensive end, but the calmness, the organization he brings to the squad. All right, the clear the the clarity he brings to the organization on the court is very much needed because they don't know what to do without him, man. All right, they really don't know what to do without him. Shout out to A. He's still, he shows his youth when Mike Conley is not out there on that floor with him, man. You know, Shout out to A. trying to go get it, but he needs somebody to show him where to go get it and put him in the right positions. As of now, Mike Conley um, was a big part of that down the stretch run they had. Man, it's incredible. Shout out to Mike Conley. Shout out to Cat Town. Shout out to the refs, man. Cat Town comes and makes about 4 or 5 buckets in a row, and immediately, pop pop, 2 fouls immediately and get him out of the game. Like this that was the most disgusting thing I've seen in a long time. Them little ticky tack bullshit ass fouls when you know that these guys is taking off. Because Cat Town was killing in the beginning of that third quarter, man. Till the refs took his ass out of the game over that ticky tack bullshit. You know, just disgusting, disgusting work. You know what I'm saying? People want to blame Cat Town. I mean, yeah, you're gonna do some like you're gonna call that like these little bullshit files, really? And you're gonna call them like within a second of game time like that after he's getting the cooking? You guys are disgusting. You did that on purpose, if you ask us. Over here with these mega facts, man, and it still didn't work because Nas Reed, a real backup. This is what I'm saying. Nas Reed, a real backup center. Yeah, he's not big. He's not so big, so strong enough to guard Jokic, but the aspect to slow down is good enough, man. Nas Reed turning it up in the fourth quarter, and a lot of it, and a lot in the third quarter because the refs got Cat Town up out of the game. All right. Don DeMarco Murray, 0 points in the first half. And that's not just because of his calf injury, man. Jaden McDaniels, the clamp that he is, man. And he didn't even have a great offensive game. He didn't have a good offensive game. You know, Yogurt, having Yoke, you know, damn near, you know, shooting these obtuse, 90-degree, no, I mean, 120-degree angle shots, leaning in midair, leaning back in midair shots, man. Next to the rim, it's crazy, and he's making them. Yoke is a beast, but the whole thing about it is to make it hard, man. That's it. That's all you need to do, man. All right? Long as Yo can't push people exactly where he wants to go within 3 seconds of him having the ball and everything, you know, rotations slow down, space gets clogged up, you know, um, a little bit longer and things of that nature. Plays take longer to develop. There's more time to rotate and get into your better defensive spots. Things get easier because you make Yoke work harder. Jesus Christ, man. Lakers, and I can't stop saying this, ran it back with the brow, and actually took away everything the brow, does off defensively, and wasted it on Yoke while he gets cooked. Shout out to the Lakers, man. AE. Uh Along with Mike Conley pulling it off at the end. You know what I'm saying? Another 40 ball. Listen, man, there's just no, they don't seem, that being the Denver Nuggets, to having a defensive option you know, uh, for AE. You know what I'm saying? Refs seems as though they betted on the Denver Nuggets to win. AE starts feeling it and gives a little glance to, who was that? Who was that? Reggie, something like that. Gave him a little, yeah, I got you. You, you're mine, on some Shao Kahn shit, and it's like, the refs don't like that because they, you know, rocking with the Nuggets. You know what I'm saying? And listen, man, it's just disgusting. All right, it's disgusting, and it didn't even work. Didn't even work, man, because at the end of the day, uh, you know, Michael Porter Jr. is not jumping over Cat Town, and neither is Aaron Gordon, and he's not jumping over uh Nas Reed or Yogurt. They have a size advantage, so they're not going to be in the dunker spot jumping over people head top, yamming over them every damn play. As a matter of fact, not Yoke, Yogurt actually, blocked a couple of those lob dunks. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Yogurt, man. When you don't have his ass running off to the perimeter, um, you know, and getting cooked, having D Mitch just, letting Yogurt get switched up to the perimeter and getting cooked every game, allowing the Denver Nuggets to have a 3-1 comeback, one of two of that season, that people say that these guys wasn't, priming that season in 2020 and things of that nature. People forget that they had two 3-1 comebacks back to back rounds in that season. Okay. Shout out to the Nuggets, man. Um this we believed that it would be a matchup problem and things of that nature. We didn't think it would be this glaring in game one. And this is another thing, man. Uh, Making Yoke work this much, and we believe that he had a relatively, nice game scoring wise. Even though he had 7 turnovers and things of that nature. I mean, listen, he took 9 threes because there's so much clogging of the lane in the paint. You're going to take nine, not necessarily 9 threes, but you're gonna take more, much more. He's gonna take much more threes this season, man. This round, because there's just gonna be too much, too much, too much muck, too much mess in the paint for him to really go with his move. You know what I'm saying? He's just gonna look a lot. He's gonna look more sloppy. He's gonna look more fumbly and bumbly. You know, with all of that clutter in the lane and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? He's taking the threes because it's the best available option. He's no dummy out there. Yes, it was too many threes, but it's what was the best thing available. And he listen, he's not going to be able to just bully his way into you know, his spots like he was able to do against the Lakers. So he's gonna have to take, the best shots available to him. Shout out to Yoke. Shout out to Don DeMarco Murray. Tried to do a little flurry in the second half. Wasn't enough. You know, um, we see Don DeMarco Murray passing the ball off a couple times when he sees AE, standing in front of him. Shout out to AE, man. Just to as a smaller statute kind of guys, too big, too fast, and just too strong. And that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? He's getting wherever he wants to go. He's really taking advantage of the KCP matchup, even though KCP may be the best option. They tried to put Aaron Gordon on him and it just wasn't working, man. Aaron Gordon is too slow for him. He might be strong enough, but he's not he's too slow, man. And you get him in that mid range of the court, it's too much space for AE to operate against Aaron Gordon. For Aaron Gordon to really affect him, he's gonna have to just depend on a missed shot from AE, and I don't know how much that is able to be depended on as far as the groove that he's in as of now, man. This is gonna be a good series. You know, shout out to the Wolves. You know what I'm saying?